Alright, back again, Luke here with the Blast City again, and today I figured we could put in this game here. This is the recently fixed, up and running XMEN board, and this thing's fantastic. One thing about this board, real deal maker on it, is definitely the sound. If you don't have sound, you don't have sound effects, it's just not the same. So we'll watch the intro here. And there we go. Even though it's on free play, I like the sound of the credits. So let's start this up here. Got 6 players that you can choose from. This is the 4-player arcade board. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Wolverine. So let's just use Wolverine.
In the 21st century, evil mutants led by Magneto aim to destroy the world. Mutants can do nothing against the power of the evil mutant. The only hope is the X-Men.
Go and save the city.
Yeah, like I said, the music in this game with the sound effects is definitely the deal maker. Without sound effects, it's just not the same at all, or without music. You got 3 main buttons here. You got your jump button, you have your main attack, and then you have a super weapon that you can use. If you notice in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see next to the 1 player there's a flashing ball, and that is your super weapon. You can get up to 3 of those, and use those when you need them. Usually in times where you're surrounded by enemies is a good one. One thing about this game is the AI is brutal, and it's really, really good. It will follow you around. The bosses or the enemies will not show any mercy on you. And for some of the enemies that don't die the first time, what you need to do is kind of jump over them and start punching them. That way you can get them off the screen. If not, they'll keep coming back. Like this guy here. Just get down there and stab him. Well, what's really cool about this game is the environmental effects. They affect everyone, not only your character, but the enemies as well. And although the bosses and the enemies seem to have really good AI to them, they're not so smart when it comes to the collision detection or avoiding the hazards in the different stages. They'll walk right into them, so it can actually benefit you quite a bit. But if you play carefully, you can do really well. This is one of those games where you definitely want to have a partner or somebody else helping you out, because it's a brutal game, and if you were to play this in the arcade, it would eat tons of money, especially if you're doing this alone. I should have pounded him when I had him down there. But you can also press both your buttons at the same time, or jump and press your main attack. That'll do a flying kick. But it's just an awesome, you know, great game. What I like really about the game is that it keeps to that kind of 1980s, 1990s feel with the graphics. Really kind of puts you back in time here. Like, here's a good spot to use. That's your super weapon right there. Get rid of a few enemies on screen. Just getting mowed down here. Here's our first boss, Inferno, or Pyro. Some of these bosses, they have a pattern. You kind of want to get close to some bosses, and other bosses you want to stay as far away as you can. Sometimes collision detection isn't the greatest, but it's not too bad. If you do have some of your super moves lined up, you can use those at any time. They really help to defeat the bosses, take them down quite quickly. And at the end, it'll just tell you about your mutant powers and how to use them. But like I mentioned, the music, sound effects, and everything in this game are what really make it. I mean, you can play the game with no sound, but it's just not the same. You'll get a chance later on in the game to see what some of the environmental effects have on the enemies here. But some of the enemies, you know, they will dodge. They'll smack you off the screen. You really gotta, you know, keep moving here. And it does get more and more challenging as the game goes on. Like there, you can see them. Here's some of the environmental things that will help you out. If you watch, you can probably lure a couple of these guys in there. Yeah, as you can see there. Come on, walk into it. Walk into it. Yeah. But it really does help you out, especially if you're trying to clear a few guys off the screen and you're playing this game alone. You really want to work with the environmental effects because they will help save you. And there's not environmental effects like this in every single stage and at every point in the game, but there are some at different stages, and they work really well to your advantage. As long as you can manipulate the AI to walk right into them, you're all set. Well, that is, of course, while you're trying to avoid getting killed yourself. But it's really nice being able to play this at home because it's not as brutal. You know, you don't have to worry about putting in a whole ton of credits, you know, using a lot of your own money. You can put in, you know, as many as you want. Right now I have it on free play. I generally like to keep it to where it's coin in because I like those, you know, the coin in sound. But just a fantastically designed game. For the most part, you know, the enemies don't change that much. If anything, they just change color. There are some stages where there are some totally different enemies, like some mid-bosses and things like that, which are kind of cool, but yeah, this, I mean, like I said, the game can be quite brutal at times. But yeah, this is definitely one of those games where you want to, you know, get a couple of friends to, you know, get into the battle with you. Come on. Didn't really do too much damage there. I mean, the soundtrack itself, it always keeps you in the mood. Really keeps you, you know, up for, you know, fighting. It really keeps you in that that groove. So that's a really cool part about the music. So yeah, you can use the you know, the environmental effects there to, or the environment hazards to kind of help you out a bit. This is one where you want to kind of clear out a few of these guys before they clear you out. But yeah, definitely, for some of the harder enemies, you want to get up on them, beat them down.
Nothing moves the blob.
Then the blob is pretty hard. He will grab you and throw you around like you're a rag doll. Once you get him down on the ground, you want to start mashing his head. But for some of the harder characters or enemies, I definitely will resort to using my super move quite a bit. Especially if I'm playing just one player. Yeah. As you can see, smack you around a bit. Now he's getting there. Come on. There we go. Kind of cheap, but, you know, trying to get through it as fast and as much as I can. Limited time here for the video.
XMEN, we had been taken by Magneto. However, we had time to locate their base on Island M. Destroy it.
The game is quite long. This stage is kind of cool. Gotta love how the animal effects are just blended in with the music. It's kind of awesome. And this stage as well, it does have hazards where you can actually fall off the stage. And, you know, you have to be careful. Some of the games are really nice because they kind of put a barricade so you can't fall off. This game isn't. It actually will let you fall off as many times as you want. So you just got to play it carefully in some areas. Some places later on in this stage it gets to where there's just like thin strips that you have to walk on. And, you know, they can definitely be the end of your life if you're not careful. Just getting tossed around here. Another good place to use your super. Here's a couple of new enemies that the stage actually has to offer. In this stage it's got another kind of sub-enemy, and a couple of the later stages have some sub-enemies which are different from the regular characters here, or the regular enemies. Like right here. It's cool, but it's frustrating at the same time because you're just getting nailed. And you're like, come on, wasp, die. It's another one of those enemies where you can use your super on it and kind of take it down quite a bit. Once the main, you know, breeding wasp here dies, then all the other little wasps die as well. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have played this already, and I know a couple of people who own the arcade version of this, have the cabinet, like Moomert 1. But just wanted to put up a video on it, now that it has sound, and show you guys a little bit of some X-Men arcade. But yeah, it's definitely a fantastic game, and like I'd mentioned, you know, there's nothing better than getting some, you know, some gamers around and, you know, doing some arcade action, having, you know, 4 people on a cab or something like that. Of course, this cab can only support 2, but still, that's good enough.
X-Men, welcome to die.
Welcome to die. Gotta love it. These guys are pretty awesome as well. And here we're coming up on our third boss. And going to go very difficult boss. Kind of want to stay up as close as possible to him without him hitting you, which is really challenging. Because once he grabs a hold of you or starts slashing at you, then it's, you know, he doesn't give up. Sometimes getting trapped in the corners can really be horrible. He's almost dead. Luckily, he doesn't take too many hits compared to some of the other bosses, but he does enough to mess you up. Serious quarter munching game here. Come on, die. But yeah, not to make this video here too long, just want to show you guys what X-Men the arcade looked like.
Rescue Kitty from the cave.
And yeah, that's about all for me for right now. Like always, I'll put up another video here soon, so thanks for watching. And the storyline changes quite a little bit here, you know, with some of the bosses as well, the main characters, main enemies. Some pretty cool ideas in this game, for sure. I haven't even been using my jump kick here. Cheap shots, yay!